All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TLS3 qualifier number 1. We are going on to the first semi-final match where we will cast the best of 3 in all its glory. And believe it or not, it is not a ZVZ. I'm quite surprised, Elegant. When I saw the player pool today, I was like, oh, 4 Zurich semi-finals.
Yeah, I'm genuinely quite glad about that because I was a bit worried about it too. I saw what talk was going on and I was praying and praying that wouldn't happen. But yeah, very, very excited. I'm incredibly glad about that because, as you know, my ZVZ knowledge not the pinnacle of my Brood War skills. But it is going to be a TVZ between who are the players?
trutaCz and Andre. Of course, we already saw Andre play a very amusing TVP against Justice, I believe it was, where he proxy-gated inside Justice's main.
Yeah.
And that didn't quite work out, but apparently he managed to come back. Of course, I believe that was in the round of 8, so I guess he won the next 2 games because he is now in the semifinals facing off against trutaCz, who is a very fearsome Polish Zerg player.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually really surprised that trutaCz isn't one of those guys who's just being seeded straight into the later stages of the tournament.
I was just going to say, how did trutaCz get knocked out? I can't even remember. Let me quickly have a look on Wikipedia here.
That's very, very bizarre because trutaCz for me is always like one of those top guys. He's always battling it out.
He got a really hard group. So he was in a group in the round of 24 with Rams, Bakryu, and Mazur.
Ouch.
Yeah, so he actually got knocked out in 3rd, losing to oh yeah, I remember now. He actually, in a very surprising result, Bakryu actually 2-0'd him in a ZVZ, and then he came back. He won against Mazur. He came back, got to the final match, and then Bakryu beat him again. Bakryu won 2 series. Actually, it might have been a best of 1 the first one, but still, Bakryu won 3 games against trutaCz.
That's seriously impressive.
It was crazy.
Bakryu, yeah, he's one of those guys who can really just kind of practice for a specific matchup when he knows it's happening. So he can pull out that kind of thing. But yeah, trutaCz, really surprised that we're not seeing him getting seeded later in the tournament. But of course, that gives us the advantage that we get to watch him more earlier on, which is always good. And it's going to be a fearsome battle right now between him and Andre.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say Andre is the underdog here. trutaCz is one of the top Zergs in the foreign scene at the moment, as you say. So... yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. Is this the first TVZ of today? I think it is
the first TVZ of the day. Hey!
All right, cool.
TVZ inaugural cast.
And it's not even 1 game. It's 2 or 3 games. Hopefully all 3.
Slip of the tongue. We do not know the results, guys. Just so you know, that was not Sale being a fair.
I would actually be quite surprised if it was 3 games. I'm not gonna lie. I'm expecting a 2-0 here, but I will be very happy to get a 3rd game.
Yeah, as will I.
So, with that, shall we go on to the game?
That's it.
All right, here we go. Game number 1. Alright, here we go into game number 1. At the 12 o'clock position as the yellow Zerg, we have Sir trutaCz. At the 6 o'clock position as the teal Terran, we have Andre. And as our friendly blue observer, we have Mr. Salinas.
Always good to have him around. I find it kind of a bit off topic here. I always find it more dramatic at the beginning of the game because I have the pirated version of Brood War, which means that I don't have in-game sound. But... no, not in-game sound, in-game music. But I always find it more dramatic because at the start of a replay, the workers kind of silently move off the line. It's like some sort of bizarre cosmic race. Like these 4 guys in a line dashing towards the mineral patch, and then you get the kind of crunching of minerals. I kind of find it has a certain poetic something.
That is very philosophical.
I don't expect you to make anything of that point, but it's just kind of an observation in and of itself.
Well done, Elliot.
Yeah,
okay, so on to more mundane things. We have a supply depot being built. We have the Overlord going down. All that good jazz. Nothing crazy going on just yet.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah. Now, let's see. there's a lot of interesting things you can do actually, because Destination is one of the few maps where I think actually just going straight mech is certainly viable, because there's like a lot of bridges and stuff and choke points where you can engage the Zerg. It's not like a super duper open middle of the map, although there is a bit of open space kind of outside the natural. But yeah, going mech is not the worst choice on this map. And Andre last season showed us that he was definitely willing to pull out some crazy unorthodox builds when he was facing you know, what you would think would be superior players. By the way, look at this drone is actually hiding, waiting for the SCV to go in so he can go make a hatchery, but the SCV is not falling for it.
Yeah, the SCV is
Whoa,
having
gas first.
Interesting.
2H Muta, methinks? Yep, 2H Muta.
Must be, yeah. No, that's really curious. I mean, it's not that unusual, but it's kind of unusual for me to see it from trutaCz in a game against Andre. I wouldn't have quite expected it.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be some hardcore 2H Muta, but look at this. We have a gas on the other side. See what I'm saying? Andre, when he plays against really good Zergs, he just decides to go crazy here.
Yeah, he has gone crazy indeed, and this is gonna make for a pretty interesting game. I can often feel like players going for mech style straight up against Zerg, against early mutas, can sometimes get caught a little bit with their trousers down because they kind of rely on Goliaths too much. Ooh, that's nice.
I was gonna get the SCV though.
The SCV will go down.
One shot left. By the way, this is actually absolutely brutal. Look at these minerals skyrocketing. And the thing is, he can't even like, it's not even like a ZVP where you can just go build a hatchery somewhere else. You kind of have to build it here. And it's not even like a ZVT where you're going 3-hatch where you can build an off-hatch first. You're like, he has to build a hatchery there. He cannot build it at any other location because of his build. So he's like had to kill that. Man.
It's very smart from Andre. I really like that play. That's got him a good little edge ahead of the game right there. And that's gonna work for him. What I was saying before is that I don't like when Terran players have to rely too much on Goliaths against Mutas, because I think they can overestimate them a lot of the time, and it can end up getting quite bad pretty quickly because Zerg players can see a couple of Goliaths and often them and just fly straight in there and kill them. And if there isn't decent missile turret support, then that can go very, very wrong.
It's actually funny that you say that because, you know, there was a really cool style that I think Flash pioneered where you actually go Medic Marine and Goliath. And the point of the Goliaths wasn't actually so much the damage output as it was the range, because the Medic Marine actually do way more DPS against mutas than Goliaths do, in fact. And, you know, some people might be surprised. They'll say, well, you know, the Goliaths do, you know, they shoot really fast. They got like 20 damage per shot. But actually, actually, is it 20 damage per shot? I can't remember. But basically, the point is, Goliaths do explosive damage, and mutas are small. So they only do half damage to mutas. And that's why they're actually not as effective as you might think they are.
It's really not a good idea. I mean, the range is a big deal because it just stops the mutas from messing around out of the Marines' range too much and keeps the Marines a bit safer. But as a pure mutas defense, they're really not good at all. First Vulture popping out now, gonna do its usual thing, gonna dash out across the map. But we don't have a sunken colony up yet.
What?
At the door of trutaCz.
What is Andre doing? He's got a starport. He's got a second barracks. Like, is he going?
Wraiths.
One port wraith. Oh, he trapped an SCV. Oh, that's sad. Wait, but...
Oh dear.
And, okay, he's going fast vessel off one base. This could actually be quite effective. And this vulture is gonna die. Wow, that's bad.
Yeah, for sure. Why?
That is bad.
That was deeply unnecessary. That vulture could have been really, really annoying. If that had made it across the bridge, the Sun Colony wouldn't have been in yet. That vulture could have really pissed some people off. That's a bit of a shame for Andre.
Did he only kill one Zergling?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is just
I think he must have lost sight of it for a second.
That is not good. That is not good. Now the Spire is about to pop, but does he have enough? He doesn't have enough money for 6 meters, does he? Probably only 5 in the initial wave, maybe 4. He's got 1 lava still.
Yeah, he's got a spare lava, and he's making
he's got 5.
Good upon seeing the Wraith. Wraith's now going to go over there and take out the Overlord. And I mean, this shouldn't be too bad for Andre. He's got a decent number of Marines out. He doesn't have Stim or anything of the kind, so he might have a little bit of a tough time in defending against his mutas first of all, but as long as his micro is on point, he should be okay. But even so, I'd be a little bit worried.
He actually has a really high number of Marines, considering he opened with like a fast tech build. So I think he'll actually be okay against these mutas once he does get Stim. Of course, that's still a little bit of a ways off. So until he gets that, he has to be really careful. And even if he does get it, he doesn't have any medics yet. And you can see the mutas are actually going in with the Zerglings. This guy should be really good, but I think there's a few too many Marines here. Even vanilla Marines with no upgrades in a defensive posture like this should kind of be okay. Hey, you gotta turn around and shoot. Oh man, he's committing. That's not a good choice. That is not a good choice, especially with the medic out now.
Good with the Marine. Very nice targeting right there at the last second from Andre, and almost losing that Wraith right there. He needs to keep that Wraith a bit safer than that. But I really like that Scourge targeting. That was quick stuff.
Yeah, the Irradiate actually has only just started. I think it's a little bit late. I don't know if it's just because he was missing resources or something. And he should not, by the way, he should not be engaging with these Marines yet. His stim is almost done. He needs to wait for stim to finish.
Definitely. I think he just wants that missile turret to happen, and then he's going to feel a lot better.
That's true, yeah.
And rightly so. He needs that missile turret. The Wraith, ooh, that Wraith is constantly living on the edge. It's being chased around by an SCV whose job is never finished in repairing it. But finally, the first missile turret is completed, and he will be safe for the moment.
trutaCz actually has no drones mining minerals at his natural, only gas, and he's also getting +1 air weapons. He's actually going semi-all-in with the 2-hatch Muta here. He's not, like, you know, adding on drones and trying to transition. I don't know if this is maybe sort of a response to the fact that Terran is one-basing so hard, but still, you know, he's pretty committed to this attack. But he's doing a good amount of damage, though, with these Mutas, picking off Marines. Hasn't lost a Muta. Oh, does lose a Muta there at the end.
That was some nice damage. Good micro hit from trutaCz. He's going to go straight in. Irradiate.
Oh, no!
Dead Mutalist. That is so unlucky for dredredre.
Oh, man. It looks like he's barely... Oh, no, he's not going to survive, is he? Is there another... There's no more turrets in the back. Oh, God. That Irradiate was just so bad. He got the one right as it died. That... Oh, man. I don't know if that's bad luck or if he should have actually tried to click to make sure he would have got a full health one.
That's so unfortunate. I think we've got to put that down to bad luck. Usually you're alright just kind of irradiating the top Mutalist. But that is deeply unfortunate for dredredre. But he is going to have a hard time to get any kind of defense up and running again. The Mutas are just going to go straight in. Won't be able to get that science. Oh, they do get the science vessel with a Scourge bomb. Very nice. I think quite a few hits to his Mutalist. But this is going to be super hard for Andre to get his base back.
Yeah, he's just going to have to rely on turrets, I guess. There's not much else he can do. But I mean, I don't really see him holding anymore. The next vessel is going to take forever to get out. He's only got a couple of turrets in the back of the minerals. I mean, his barracks are being camped now by these mutas, spawn camping these Marines as they come out.
Yeah, and trutaCz micro is really, really good today. I mean, that is
GG!
GG from dredredre, and trutaCz after a very stable game takes it.
Indeed, he does. And, well, that is all she wrote for game number 1. It was an interesting idea from trutaCz. I'm wondering, actually, at what point trutaCz actually realized that was a 2-hatch Muta, because he never actually went into the Zerg base. He literally had his SCV at the natural the whole time, and just built an engineering bay and then left. So I don't even know if he quite realized until fairly late that it was 2-hatch Muta and whether he would have done anything differently.
Yeah, I think you have to be right. I mean, his shenanigans at the Zerg Natural were good, but I think scouting information is just so important.
Yeah, and
really
one peek in the base, he would have known exactly what was happening.
Yeah,
because that was a very, very specific opening. Gas first with a 12 pull. It has to be 2-hatch Muta basically.
Yeah, and his engineering bay was so delayed that those turrets were just they're too few and a bit too late, really. And he had to spend a lot just to get that first turret up, and I think he was always behind from there.
Well, we are going to go on to the rest of the series, so that means game number 2 is going to be on Neo Aztec. We're actually seeing a non-destination map now, which is going to be very exciting. So TVZ on Aztec, a 3-player map. We'll be back for that after the break.
We are back.